New York City's police union is blasting new proposed legislation that would make use of force by officers a last resort, justifiable only after de-escalation, verbal warnings, and non-lethal options have been exhausted. The proposal by the state's attorney general would demand a higher standard of proof and no longer allow officers to justify their use of force based on suspicion of crime. The city's union says if this passes, quote, more cops and regular New Yorkers are going to get hurt. Tonight, in our ongoing series on policing in America, we're taking a closer look at legal protections for thousands of law enforcement officers in this country, and the case of a 70-year-old Vietnam veteran who says he was assaulted by police while entering a VA hospital back in 2016. He's now asking this U.S. Supreme Court to let him sue the officers for allegedly violating his civil rights, and in doing so, roll back decades of qualified immunity for cops. Will they take the case?
Shalom, Kal Halal Yahweh Bashem El Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Yahweh Bashem El Shai Brakadam to the hopefully elect. Alright. And just again, man, back with another video to the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem El Shai. Cause I just thought this was rather interesting. Dealing with this police reforms that they have been talking about for some time now. All right. And you know, I saw this because I've been paying attention. Because despite what Esau, man, he's been blatantly telling these lies to the people as far as how this place is bouncing back, man. All right, things are getting better and all the other nonsense. Because again, you know, I mean, it's all lies, man. This place, man. If you have eyes to see, man, America's not getting any better. All right. In fact, things are quite the opposite, and things are getting much worse. All right. Because in a lot of places, man, in New York being one of those places, like I said, I've been just paying attention to what's going on out there in New York. I've been watching a couple of guys and their channels, a couple of YouTube videos. The guys that live out there, you know, preppers and stuff like that. And they pretty much been going into how the crime rate, man, is pretty much worse than, you know, what some of us think. All right, because like I said, you know, despite what they're trying to put out there as far as things getting better, things are actually getting worse, man. All right. And this reform that they are proposing, to keep a long story short, if they pass this bill, pretty much, man, you because that's gonna put this bill is gonna put a hell of a lot more pressure on police officers and things of that nature, man. Because again, dealing with this bill, if they pass it, pretty much they're gonna hold a lot of these cops, you know, accountable for certain things, man. You know, because with this bill, you know, and they used a Jake, you know, an example of a situation. This Jake that got a little roughed up a couple of years ago, and now pretty much she's suing the cops or whatnot. All right, and again with this bill, man, if it passes, there's going to be a lot of, because pretty much with this bill, let's say, because you know, like for the longest, if a cop did something, man, because for the longest, a cop could get pretty much he can get away with murder, all right, you know, um, or not even that extreme, something not that extreme, something, hey, a cop he could rough a man up, all right, break his arm, break his neck, or whatever the case may be, all right, a cop could pretty much do anything that he wanted, and then he would have the department back him up, or the city back him up, or the state back him up, all right, but with this bill, all right, pretty much, man, if they do anything, all right, they pretty much, if they do anything, and if they get sued or whatever the case may be, they're pretty much on their own, all right, because again, with this bill, man, it's going to put a lot of pressure on law enforcement, all right, you know and with that, man, because like I said, I was watching a few guys going into this, all right, with this bill, man, you can see a lot of law enforcement, man, they're gonna say they're pretty much gonna turn in their guns and badges, man. A lot of those guys, man, they're just gonna say the hell with it, because again, it's gonna be more pressure, and that's gonna pave way for even more criminal activity, all right. Because like I said, some of the videos that I was watching, man, they were going into how things are, crime has pretty much already skyrocketed. All right, domestic violence is on a rise, man. Drive-by shootings, man. There's this taking place in broad daylight, like every day, in certain places. All right, so it's getting bad. All right. And again, with this bill, man, it's gonna, like I said, man, it's gonna pave way for even more crime. Because, like I said, a lot of the law enforcement, man, they're gonna say to hell with that, because hey, I mean, I'm sure it's hard enough as it is being a cop, all right. But with this bill, man, again, a lot of them are just gonna end up turning in their gun and badges, all right. Policemen that I mean, they could be spread thin because of how many people just say to hell with it, all right. They I mean, they could get transferred to work at other what do you call it, not precincts, other districts and stuff like that, man, all right. Because again, man, because sometime during this pandemic, there was already talks about how pretty much people, man, they're or dealing with the local law enforcement agencies, man. A lot of people, man, basically they're running thin already as it is. A lot of people, man, they're not filling out applications, all right. They're already running thin, um. And again, that came out sometime during this whole pandemic, all right. People aren't filling out applications or whatnot. They're already short staffed and whatnot. All right. Like I said, man, I'm sure it's stressful enough being a cop and whatnot, man. Dealing with, the shit that they deal with. All right. But nevertheless, man, with this bill, man, again, even more, stress and pressure on these local law enforcement agencies, which again, this is going to pave way. and it's funny because one of the guys that I was watching, he mentioned in the video, man, that, hey, man, pretty much, with the crime rate increasing, man, things are intensifying out here, all right. Because shit is about to hit the ceiling, shit is about to hit the fan, and a lot of people know it, all right. And one of the guys I was watching, man, he's like, hey, man, hey, to you dudes, man, hey, man, it's pretty much, man, he said something along the lines of, to the guys, man, you better man up, man. This is time to man up. If you don't know how to fight, you better take some lessons, all right. And he said something along the lines of, to the women, hey, man, you better get pepper spray And hey, you better get a chastity belt, man. All right, because for one thing, man, again, because I mentioned the what do you call it, the domestic violence is on the rise, man. All right, all hell is getting ready to break loose, man. And there was already talks, um, brothers have mentioned this about how pretty much how the stage is being set for a hot summer. And not only brothers have been talking about it, but again, going back to these preppers, man, um, even preppers are talking about how the stage is being set for pretty much all hell to break loose for the summer, man. All right, you know, um, but I was gonna get this, what was I gonna get, man? Um, because I had mentioned something about the dude, one of these preppers. He had mentioned how, um, what did I just said it, man? What did I say? Or what did he say? He said something like with the women, man. If the times that we're coming into, man. And this is me speaking, not with the, because everyone's, talking about how this is going to be a hot summer, but I'm saying the times that we're coming in, all right, pretty much a pepper spray and a chastity belt, that's not going to save you, all right. I'm gonna get this on Isaiah chapter 30, 32, in verse 10. It says, matter of fact, I started verse 9. It says, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech." And like the elder, there's an elder by the name of Malcolm, all right, I believe in Chicago, man. He often talks about how, hey, man, dealing with these women, all right, who like to ride the cock carousel, all right. They to these women that like jumping from monkey bar to monkey bar, all right. Because our women have played the whore, man, all right. But to these women that like wearing a cock that like riding the cock carousel, all right, you know, the elder, he often says how he often makes a statement how, hey, the cock carousel is getting ready to ride you. Talking about these women, man. All right, because hey, these times that we're coming into, like I said, a mace and a chastity belt, that's not going to save you whatsoever, man. All right, because hey, we're getting ready to enter into a time where it's going to be a dog eat dog world out here. All right, especially when hyperinflation hits. All right, the dollar collapses. All right, the economy collapses. Um, they're talking about um with the rising prices and food and supplies and gas shortages and increasing all of these things and whatnot. All right, hey man, we're coming into those times where people, man, hey, friends are gonna become foes. All right, they're gonna become enemies. All right, people are gonna turn on one another in the days that we're coming into. All right, and to the women, man, you're not exempt, man. All right, your looks, all right, that's not gonna mean anything during that time. That's why I'm gonna read this again. It says, Isaiah chapter 32 in verse 9. It says, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech." Because to you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian women, all right, you lived your life in pleasure, all right. And there's another precept that tells you, she that lives her life in pleasure, she's dead, man. Roughly paraphrasing it, all right. And again, because the majority of you women, man, all right, you're about to become a booty out here. You're about to become a spoil, all right. I'm gonna read on. It says, "Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come." All right. So again, man, because like I said, hey, um, your good looks, all right, that hey, in that day, man, it's not gonna save you, man. There's another scripture that talks about how even money, man, your gold and silver, none of that stuff is going to save you, man. All right. And that's talking to the women that have refused to submit themselves to the order of Yahweh Shemel Shai, which is subjecting yourself to a man of the Lord. All right, talking to those women that don't want to do right. All right, because like I said, those are going to be the women, man. Hey, they're going to become a spoil out here, man. Now I just thought it was funny because going back to what the prepper was saying, like I said, that he said, getting mace and getting a chastity belt. All right, because hey, man, you about to see a lot of women get raped out here. A lot of women they're going to become, like I said, man, a spoil. All right, a lot of these women, man, they're about to become a commodity. All right, because I mean, and of course, a lot of people are not going to want to hear this. But nevertheless, man, you gotta leave your emotions out of this, man. All right, you're not going to make it if you're emotional in this thing. You're not going to make it if you're too emotional. So leave your emotions out of this, because what I was going to say, man, when it comes to women, all right, the scriptures say, he that getteth a wife getteth a possession. All right, so a wife, which just means woman. All right, women, man, they are a possession. All right, you know, um, but of course, being that this society, man, puffs these women up. All right, they think themselves more than what they are. All right, they don't see themselves as so. But you see, when this time comes, all right, and when like I said, man, when this society becomes a dog eat dog world, and it's every man for himself, all right, women, they're gonna go back to their natural state and being a possession. All right, women, they're gonna humble themselves down in that day. Believe it or not. All right, women, they're gonna shut the hell up in that day. Believe it or not. All right. But what was I gonna get? Micah chapter 7 and verse 10. Micah chapter 7 verse 10. All right. It says, "Then she that is mine enemy," Slakia. Slakia. Somebody doing some stupid shit behind me. Micah chapter 7 verse 10 again. All right. It says, "Then she that is mine enemy shall see it." All right. What is she gonna see? All right. Basically, because like the scriptures say, it tells you in not Ecclesiastes, but Second Ezra, the 16th chapter. And Salakia, because I mentioned this before, man. I'm in a lot of pain. I'm dealing with some bodily ailments. All right, but nevertheless, it's healing up. I wanted to go out and teach last week, but I just the Spirit just told me that to pretty much take it easy, man, because lately I've been going out twice or sometimes 3 times a week. All right, but like I said, dealing with this bodily ailment, wasn't able to go out as much as I wanted to last week, but Lord's will, I'm healed up enough to be able to go out this week. But like I said, because if you might hear it in my voice a little bit, but Salakia, I'm dealing with that. But Micah chapter 7 verse 10 again, it says, "Then she that is mine enemy shall see it." And what is she gonna see? All right. Basically, I was saying, it tells you in Second Ezra, the 16th chapter, how in that day, man, it's going to be made known who the men of the Lord are. All right, and it doesn't seem that way now. All right, because hey, man, we're at the bottom. All right, we're at the bottom of the bottom. All right, you know, um, and of course, because hey, these women, man, they don't see our true value. All right, they and because we're not in our power right now. We're not in our power structure right now. All right, but hey, in that day, man, it's gonna be made known. It's gonna be revealed, man. All right, because the men of the Lord are gonna be given that power, man. They're gonna be given that glory for the most part. All right, there's gonna be a shine on the men of the Lord. There's gonna be a different. It's gonna be a different glow when it comes to the men. When the men of the Lord is gonna have a different spirit on his men when that day come. All right. And in that day, hey, the women, they're going to see it, man. The same women that have rejected the men of the Lord, they talk shit, all right, so on and so forth, man. All right. Those are going to be the same women, and a lot of them are going to get rejected, all right, because, hey, during that day, Isaiah 4:1 is going to get kicked off. Seven women taking hold of one man, all right. And a lot of women, man, they're going to get rejected in that day, all right. But nevertheless, hey, when that time comes, they're going to see it, all right, because it's going to be made, it's going to be manifested. All right. And they're going to come flocking to a man of the Lord. But again, a lot of them are going to get rejected. All right. So that's what they're going to see, man. The power being shown forth by Yahweh Shemel Shai, using his men. All right. As well as, everyone else. All right. But these women, man, they're going to see that. All right. And it says, and shame shall cover her which said unto me, where is Yahweh thy power? All right. It says, thine eye shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. All right. And that mire basically is going into shit, man. All right. Because again, in that day, man, the so-called baddest of the baddest, all right, in this society and whatnot, all right, hey, man, in that day, man, they ain't gonna be shit. Because like I said, their looks ain't gonna mean shit. The fake breasts and booty and all that, man, it's not gonna mean a damn thing. All right. You're gonna become a booty. You're gonna become a spoil. The scriptures talk about how women are gonna get ravished in that day. All right. Torn to pieces, man. Like I quoted the statement that the elder um 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 they quoted the statement that the elder be making. All right. The cock carousel is gonna ride you. Talking about these women that have played the whore and jumped around from cock to cock and refused to repent. All right, because that's off. That's wicked. All right, for a woman to be sleeping around like that, that's wicked. All right, but nevertheless, hey, Yahweh Shemel Shah is getting ready to render judgment to everyone that he's getting ready to pay you people back for your crimes that you committed against Yahweh Shemel Shai. All right, so that's why to you women that have that ride the cock carousel, hey, the cock carousel is going to ride you. Because like I said, hey, man, we're coming into that time, man, where women are going to get raped. All right. Over and over and over and over and over and over, man. All right. But nevertheless, man. All right. Stuff like this, man, dealing with this reform. All right. Because again, part of that shame that is going to come from a lot of these women. All right. Knowing the fact that they turned their back on us, man. All right, a majority of our own women are against us right now. All right, and who do they side with? They side with the devil. They side with the enemy. All right. So you see, man, when this day comes, man, all right, part of that reproach, all right, part of that shame, man, all right, because when it's all said and done, man, like the scripture saying, never trust on enemies, all right, and you, Jakes, man, you put your trust wholeheartedly in the enemy. And when he backstabs you, all right, that shame is going to cover you. You're going to be covered in shame because we tried to tell you, all right, out of brotherly love, man, we tried to tell you, man, don't stay away from these devils. Don't put your trust in these people, man. All right. But nonetheless, hey, the time is going to come where you people are going to realize, and that's when this shame is going to cover you. And again, you women are not exempt by any means. All right. But let me get this in Isaiah chapter 30, I think. And Isaiah chapter 30 and 13. Matter of fact, verse 12. Isaiah 30 and 12, it says, wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word, and trust in oppression and perverseness, and stay thereon. All right. Because you see, man. All right. Because when we read on in the earlier verses, the beginning verses, goes into putting the how our people, man, did put your trust in Egypt. the shadow of Egypt, man. Like I was just saying, Jake, man, you put your trust in the enemy. All right, you put your trust in the government, so on and so forth. All right, and like I was saying, man, because they put on this facade, man, that this, hey, things are looking up, man. Here it is, society is opening back up. What you people don't even know, man, they're opening society back up just to shut it back down. They've been doing this pretty much the whole pandemic, dangling your freedoms in front of you. All right, and again, man, because switching gears a little bit, because like I often say, man, paying attention to what's going on in these other nations, man, hey, it wouldn't hurt to watch out to what's going on in these other nations. All right, because one thing I haven't mentioned, I mentioned I went into the situations going on in Myanmar and Colombia, Venezuela, other places. France is on the brink of a civil war. All right, Israel is on the brink of a civil war. Well, as of right now, they're on the ceasefire, but still paying attention to that. But prior to the ceasefire, man, hey, man, they were on the brink of a civil war, man. And I plan on doing a video going into the situation over there, man, because hey, man, well, let me just, before I get too off track, but nevertheless, man, because the point being that hey, this stuff is coming over here, man. All right, the time is gonna come where you people, man, you're gonna live out of fear, man. All right, rockets hitting, because like over there in Israel, man, people, getting woken up at 3 o'clock in the morning, man, to rockets hitting nearby, hitting the neighbors' houses and stuff like that, man. Just living in fear, man, because you don't know, man. Um, just people living out of fear. All right, scared to death. All right, don't know, they hear the missiles coming, they hear the rockets coming, they don't know what's gonna hit, man. All right, because again, you people, man, you're in that spirit of peace and safety. All right, but you don't understand that, hey, when the scriptures talk about sudden destruction, all right, because when this thing happens, man, it's gonna happen out of nowhere. All right, and touching on the what's going on in India, all right, hey, man, they're on a brink of a I don't know if they did this yet because they've been talking about going on a national lockdown. All right, because supposedly, man, and of course they exaggerate the numbers, but supposedly, man, every day they have like 300,000, 400,000 outbreaks of the virus and whatnot. Supposedly they're at like 1 million deaths and all this other, exaggerated numbers and whatnot. All right, but not only are they dealing with this virus that's going on right now. All right, but right now, man, they just declared because now they have a black fungus outbreak, and they just declared that an epidemic. All right, and that's jacking them up. All right, and not only that, all right, on top of that, they just now they're talking about a white fungus outbreak. So you see, man, because part of the plagues, man, Yahweh Shem Shai said that he was going to send pestilences and stuff like that, man. All right, you're going to see all type of disease outbreaks and things going on, man. All right, so again, because like I said, it's hey, it's nothing wrong with it. It wouldn't hurt to pay attention to what's going on in these other nations, because surely eventually, man, that stuff is going to come over here, some way, shape, form, or fashion. All right, because over there in India, man, their health system is about to collapse. All right, I mean they're going through it, man. All right, they're catching it over there. They got to burn bodies because there's not enough hospital beds, man. Hospitals are going out of business. They're understaffed. All type of stuff going on over there, man. They're running out of oxygen. All type of stuff, man. All right. They're lacking medicines and stuff like that. All right, and you see that's the point, because that stuff is going to come here. And it had me thinking, like, we watch these different movies with these different disease outbreaks. All right, how everyone's looting the pharmacies and stuff, killing each other over medicines and stuff like that. You're gonna start seeing stuff like that over here. All right, and again, because when these things pop off, man, it's gonna happen out of nowhere. So going back to what I was reading here in Isaiah chapter 30, verse 13. All right, it says, "Therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall." Because like I was saying, all right, despite how how much they're telling you people that, hey, how much they're deceiving you people by telling you that, hey, this place, hey man, America's getting better, man. You know, the cases are dropping, all right, things are opening back up, so on and so forth, all right. All right. Nevertheless, man, all the meanwhile, hey man, homelessness, man, is you know, I don't know if they said these words, but it's reaching an all-time high. You know, dealing with the homelessness crisis. All right. You got the what do you call it, man? I always forget the word. The moratorium. I think that's what they called it. All right, because they keep extending it. All right. But they said they're about to end it in June. All right. Which if they don't extend it again, but basically, you know, if they end it in June, man, hey, you're gonna see a lot of people get evicted, man, because if they end it, man, hey, those people, they gotta pay all that money back. The back rent, they gotta pay that back. You know, for the most part, man, hey, they're not gonna be able to pay that back for the most part, especially Jake, because they even came out with how Jake, man, the majority of the people that are gonna get evicted is Jake. All right. So hey man, hey, if they in fact you know, don't extend that, then hey man, you're gonna see even more homelessness, man. You're gonna see more uproars of the people and stuff like that, man. You're gonna, like I said, because hey, this is gonna be more fuel to the fire. All right. Because like I said, man, the times that we're coming into, man, it's gonna be a dog eat dog world. I mean, these people, they're about to lose it. All right. And again, just when you people think it's all sweet, man, all right, you don't understand, man. This place is a breach that's ready to fall, man. Reading Isaiah 30 and 13 again, it says, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaketh cometh suddenly at an instant. So you see, all right, suddenly, this stuff is going to happen out of nowhere. All right. All hell is going to break loose. And when it breaks loose, man, it's just going to happen just like that, out of nowhere, man. All right. Because again, man, you people, man, hey, when these things happen, you people are going to lose it. You know, and going back to what I was saying, man, because, hey, they've been saying, man, you know, hey, this summer, man, it could be a hot summer, man, you know, because like, going back to the moratoriums or whatever they call it, all right, because like I said, they kept extending it, all right, but like I said, this time it's supposed to end in June, all right, you know, and like I said, you know, I just find it that is, you know, it's funny because, like I said, man, with the they were talking about how gas is going to spike during this, you know, when the summer comes. All these things, man, they kept talking about what's going to happen during the summer, which, you know, kind of indicated to me that, you know, which, you know, we should know by now. Majority of these things, man, they're planned out. All right. But nevertheless, man, all right, when this breach falls, man, all right, because like I said, putting your trust in this system, man, again, it's gonna be it's gonna be like a breach that's ready to fall, man. Because hey, man, this like I said, man, this place is done for. Don't believe the hype, man. Don't believe this facade, and don't believe in this false hope, man. All right, because this place is done for. I'm trying to tell you, this place is through. All right, and again, man, hey, when we come into those times, man, all right, I'm gonna get this in Matthew's 24 not 15, 13. Matthew's 24 and 13. All right. Matthew's 24 and 12 actually. Matthew 24 and 12. It says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So you see, man, hey, we're coming into times where people are not they're going. People's only concern is going to be about themselves, man. Because again, you know, hey, you know, people are going to do what they got to do to survive, man. It's going to be a thing of survival in that day, man. In that time, all right. You know, and again, man, you know, because hey, when that time comes, people are only going to be worried about themselves. They're going to be taking for what the next man, what he's got, robbing him for what he's got, even if it means his life, all right, or her life. Because like I said, hey, judgment is not exempt for you women, all right, and children, all right. You see, man, because Yahweh Shemel Shai, he's already dishing out judgment left and right, man. But, hey, when these things intensify, man, hey, man, when the Lord turns the heat up on this place, all right, hey, man, again, no one is exempt except those are the elect. All right, which we're striving and hoping to be of that number, man. Because, hey, man, when you get into these prophecies, man, and you get into when you get into this word, man, when you eat this roll, all right, and you digest it, like it tells in Ezekiel, all right, you know, hey, man, you come to the understanding that, hey, man, Yahweh Shem Shah, he's not playing around, you know, and we don't want to partake in his judgment, all right. So, this is why we're trying to warn our people, man. We're trying to warn you, all right. But I'm gonna get this in Second Esdras, chapter 6 and verse. You see, that's the spirit. Verse 22. All right. This word keeps coming up. Second Esdras chapter 6 and verse 22. It says, and suddenly. So you see, man. All right. You know, the Lord don't make no mistakes, man. All right. Suddenly, because again, when these things happen, man, this is gonna come out of nowhere, man. All right. It's gonna catch these people completely off guard. All right. It says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty, and that's already happening on a low scale. All right, businesses are going out of business, man, closing up shop. The middle class is almost completely eradicated, man. It's almost completely has been wiped out. All right, and what do you think is going to happen if they do another shutdown? Because, like I said, going back to what's going on out there in India, man, they're talking about a national lockdown, man. All right, in other places, I believe Italy, if I'm not mistaken, and other places, man, with the surge in these you know, this virus and these cases going up, as well as these different variants that are popping up. All right, some places are already going back on lockdown. All right, and like I said, you know, over here in Babylon, man, this place is opening back up just to go back, just to go back on lockdown. You know, but you people can't see it, all right, because you don't believe in the scriptures. You don't believe in Yahweh Shem Shai. You don't have faith. All right, so that's why, hey, when this sudden destruction comes, all right, you know, and it sweeps you off your feet, man. All right, you know, hey, man, you know, you can't say you won't warn. But verse 23 says, and the trumpet shall give a sound which, when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. All right, because again, man, it's just gonna come out of nowhere, man. The wrath of Yahweh Shem Shai is gonna come out of nowhere. All right. And it said every man when he heareth, all right, they shall be afraid, because, hey, you know, I talked about the women, but hey, you men, all right, or these so-called men, because these so-called men, they're not men. All right, the men of the society, the men of this world, they're not men. All right, but these so-called men, all right, even they're going to be afraid, man. They're going to be terrified. All right. You know, it tells you, the scriptures tell you that how men, they're going to be as women in that day. All right. If the men are going to be like women, how much more you women? All right. Because you are the weaker vessel, whether you want to believe it or not. But verse 24 is the point. It says, at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall not stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. All right, so you see, man, all right, because you people, man, you're going to be in a bad case, man, a very pitiful case, man, all right, but it said, man, hey, friends are fighting against one another like enemies. Like I said, friends are going to be turned to foes, man. Friends are going to turn on one another, man. Why? Because of the lack of bread and the tribulation that's going to come to this place. All right. And hey, it could very well take place this summer, man. You know, like brothers been saying, like these preppers and these guys have been saying, hey, get ready for a hot summer, man. Because again, we're coming into that time. It's going to be a dog-eat-dog world. Everyone for themselves, man. All right. And going back to what I quoted from one of the preppers, man. Hey, to you men, all right, if you don't know how to fight, man, hey, you better learn to fight. All right. This is not the time to be a little wimp, man. You know, just trying to grow a pair of balls, he said, you know, and you better learn to fight. And to you women, hey, you better get some pepper spray or some mace or whatever, and you better get the chastity belt, which, you know, I'm just saying these things just to, you know, make mockery, because none of these things can save you. All right, only the only thing that can save you is the how about Shemel Shai and his hedge of protection, which is only going to be on the elect. All right, but nevertheless, man, these are the times that we're coming into. All right, the love of many waxing cold, and again, you're already seeing that, man. All right, you could feel the tension in the air, man. All right, these people are getting ready to lose it. These people are getting ready to lose their mind. Road rages. All right, you know, going back to what's going on out there in New York, man. Now they got the what do you call it, the and I was planning on doing a video on this as well, but with the Israeli and the Palestine protests going on out there, man. All right, you know, because you know, looks like that's turning a little it looks like that's going left a little bit, but like I said, I'm Lord's will, I do a separate video on that, but nevertheless, man, you know, up there, man, and as well as other places, man, hey, the crime is going up. All right, crime is spiking. All right, a rise in domestic violences, and you know, hearing about all these stabbings and these drive-by shootings, man, in broad daylight. All right, you just they just came out the other day about how, got it on video, how a man tried to kidnap a little girl, man, with a knife in broad daylight. Tried to kidnap her with a knife. All right, somehow she fought the dude off, or whatever the case may be. But hey, man, stuff like that, man, that's gonna be a cakewalk compared to what's gonna be going down, you know, during this time. All right, because again, man, hey, man, we're coming into those times, man. All right, you know, this place has went without the fear of Yahweh Shemel Shah for a very long time, and Yahweh Shemel Shah, he's getting ready to put his fear on this earth, man. Just like during the time of ancient Egypt, when the Lord delivered Israel from out of the hand of Pharaoh, man. All right, hey, the Lord's fear was put on the earth. All right, the nations knew not to mess with those Israelites, man. They knew. All right, they were afraid of the names of Yahweh Shemel Shai. They were afraid of the Israelites, but you know, time went on. All right, and that fear, man, people lost that. They forgot that fear. But that's all right, because hey, again, the Lord's getting ready. He's going to put his fear on the earth, man, in a very drastic, theatric way, man, because the Lord is dramatic like that. All right, you know, the Lord is about to show out, man. These people they have no idea. The Lord is getting ready to show out. All right, got all the spirits on standby. All right, you know, and whatnot, man. All right, it's about to be a hell, man. Like I said, man, hey, I've been saying this, man. Hey, we're about to be living in the worst rated R movie of all time, man. All right, blood and guts, and it's gonna be that bad, man. It's gonna be that far out. But I'm gonna read this in 2 Timothy chapter 3, starting at verse 1. It says, "This know also." Was this it? Yeah, this is it. 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. It says, "This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come." And we are in that time of danger, man. Dangerous times. Like I said, man, hey, we're coming into those times, man. Hey, man. We don't know if we're gonna make it through the day, man. All right. Gotta constantly, you know, look over your shoulder and whatnot, man. You know. But nevertheless, hey, these are the times that we're in, and even more so the times that we're coming into. Because, like I said, what you see going on now, it's on a low level. All right. Verse 2 says, "For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection." All right, because again, man, hey, people, they're not once upon a time, all right, you know, you will hold the young, strong young man will hold the door open for the little old lady. All right, let her walk in first and whatnot. And them days is over, man. All right, because people are without natural affection. So you see, we're coming into those times, man. Hey, that same strong young man, all right, he's gonna try to rob this old grandma Betty, all right, and take her for everything that she got, man. Run up in her house and take everything, man. All right, probably rape her a few times. All right. So on and so forth, man. That's the times we're coming into without natural affection. People are just not going to care about one another. And like I keep saying, we're already seeing that, man. All right, people are just selfish, man. They don't care about them. They only care about themselves. All right, how much more now, or how much more then when that time comes, man? All right, and there's no food. All right, there's no resources. The cities are being cut off, martial law. How much more then? All right. It says, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce despisers of those that are good. All right. It says traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the Most High. All right. But yeah, man, because hey, we're clearly, obviously, we're in these times already as it is, man. But nevertheless, man, these things are only going to ramp up, you know. So, because I just thought that, even, like I said, it was rather interesting, man. Just looking into these police reforms. All right. Because again, hey, when this time comes, best believe me, you're not going to be able to call 911. All right. Try to get help. Someone's breaking in my house. I need help. No, man. All right. Because, hey, man, little by little, man, hey, man, these police agencies, man, they're going to say the hell with the hell with this, man. It's going to be so dramatic out here, man. They're going to say the hell with all this, man. They're going to end up leaving. And you people, man, you're going to have to fend for yourself, especially you women. All right? Because you talk about how you don't need a man, this and that, all right? But let a man go upside your head. The first thing that you're doing is calling 911 or calling 911, all right? Which you're depending upon another man, all right, to come to your aid, all right? Let you cheat on your husband, all right? And he go upside your head. The first thing you're gonna do is call 911, all right? Because you do, in fact, depend upon the man. You're dependent upon a man, whether you know it or not, whether you want to believe it or not, whether you want to accept it or not, all right? But that's okay, man, because hey, we're coming into those times, hey, where things are gonna be set back in its natural order, all right? And you women, man, you're definitely gonna be put back in order, being quiet and being submissive. Because if you think for a second that you're gonna be back talking to the man of the Lord in that day, you're sadly mistaken. All right, you will get kicked to the curb like that, man, without remorse, without, a second thought. So to you men and women, man, you better get yourselves in order, man, because we're coming into those times, man. It was kind of all over the place with this, Salakia, but hopefully, nevertheless, it was still edifying. Once again, I'm going to give all credit to Yahweh Shemel Shai, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Yahweh Shemel Shai, brought a thumb to the hopeful elect, and until next time, Lord's will, I say shalom.